I never married him, she whispered, and the coffee cup slipped from my hand, shattering across the floor. After 10 years, the woman I had loved, lost, and finally convinced myself to forget was standing in my doorway, and the first thing she told me was that everything I believed about our goodbye was a lie. Her name was Clara. 10 years earlier, she had left town without saying goodbye. 1 week before our wedding, she sent me a single message: "I'm sorry. I have to choose him." I never knew who him was. I never asked. Pride turned my grief into silence, and silence slowly became a life. I built a small architecture firm, bought a house, and learned how to smile whenever someone mentioned her name. But that rainy Tuesday evening, Clara stood beneath my porch light, older, thinner, with the same nervous habit of twisting her ring finger even though there was no ring. Before we begin, if you enjoy emotional and inspiring stories like this, make sure to support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories of kindness, hope, and humanity. "Can I come in?" she asked. I stepped aside without answering. She sat on the old sofa, staring at the photographs on my wall. "You kept them?" "Not intentionally." She smiled sadly. "You still lie when you're scared. And you still disappear when things get difficult." Her smile vanished. "I deserve that," she said. I wanted to tell her to leave. Instead, I asked the question that had lived inside me for a decade. Who was he? Clara lowered her eyes. "My father." I froze. "He wanted me to marry a man named Daniel," she continued. "His business partner's son. My father had debts. Serious ones. He said if I refused, he would lose everything, and my younger brother would be blamed for the financial mess. You could have told me." I tried. "Then why didn't you?" "Because Daniel found out about us." She pulled a folded envelope from her bag. "Read this." Inside was a letter addressed to me, dated 10 years earlier. My hands trembled as I read the first sentence: "If you are reading this, I failed to reach you." Clara explained that she had written me everything. She had planned to meet me at the train station, but Daniel intercepted her. He threatened to hurt my family if she contacted me again. Then, days later, Clara's father suffered a stroke. "She chose her family," I whispered. "She chose fear," Clara corrected gently. "And she has regretted it every day." I looked at her. "What happened to Daniel?" "He married someone else." "And your father?" "He died 6 years ago." The room became painfully quiet. "Why come back now?" Clara reached into her bag again and placed a small photograph on the table. It showed a little boy, perhaps 8 years old, smiling beside an elderly woman. "My nephew," she said. "My brother's son." I stared at her, confused. "My brother died last month. His final request was that I find you." "Why?" "Because he knew what happened." She told me her brother had discovered the intercepted letter years ago. He had learned that Daniel had lied, telling everyone Clara had abandoned me willingly. He kept the truth hidden because their father was still alive and fragile. Before dying, Clara's brother gave her a box containing every letter she had written to me but never sent. "There are 43, she whispered. My throat tightened. "Why bring them now?" "Because I spent 10 years believing I had ruined your life. Then I realized something worse. I had never given you the chance to choose." I stood and walked to the window. Rain streaked the glass. "You think one explanation can erase 10 years? No. You think I can simply become the man I was? No. Then what do you want?" She took a breath. "Nothing you cannot freely give." I turned around. For the first time, she looked completely unafraid. "I came to apologize. If you hate me afterward, I will understand." I wanted anger. It would have been easier. But beneath all those years of resentment, there was still the young man who had waited for her at the station. "Do you still love me?" I asked. Clara's eyes filled with tears. I never stopped. I sat beside her. I never stopped either. She covered her face, and for several seconds neither of us spoke. Then I noticed something on her wrist, a faded blue thread bracelet I had given her when we were 19. You kept that. She laughed through her tears. You kept photographs. I kept this. We did not promise marriage. We did not pretend 10 years had disappeared. Instead, we began with coffee the next morning. Then another coffee. Then long walks. Months later, we visited the train station where our lives had once split apart. Clara stood beside me beneath the same old clock. I'm sorry I was 10 years late, she whispered. I smiled. You came back. That's what matters. She reached for my hand. This time, I did not let go. Sometimes love does not return in the same shape in which it left. Sometimes it comes back carrying scars, unanswered questions, and years that cannot be recovered. But honesty can open doors that pride kept locked, and forgiveness does not mean forgetting the pain, it means refusing to let the pain decide the rest of your life. If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever lost someone because of a misunderstanding, fear, or silence? Your experience might give hope to someone watching today. And if this story moved you, please like the video and subscribe for more inspiring stories about kindness, hope, courage, compassion, and humanity. And sometimes, the bravest second chance begins with one honest truth spoken too late to us.